So the book that I'm reading from is Not a Lot of Reasons to Sing But Enough by Kyle Tranmere. I'm not sure how to spell that last name, but it's a book of mostly spoken word type poetry where it's about two poets on this prison colony, and they're going from village to village, doing their little performances and all of that. So the book is about art, about poetry, and also about revolution, because some of the poems that they are narrating or performing are about this revolutionary called Hen March in their past. So this Hen March is long ago dead and gone, and even in this society a revolution is brewing. So the stories that they tell about Hen March are kind of inspirational to this new generation. So this poem that I'm going to read, because again, like I said, February, Valentine's month, so it's kind of like a love poem where it's talking about all the lovers that Hen March had. So the poem is titled Hen March Takes a Succession of Lovers. In those wild early days, Hen March found herself surrounded by suitors. She was, after all, a war hero, the only kind of celebrity the budding society yet had access to. She was also gorgeous, not so much by the standards of other people, but by her own. Her gnarled hands and half-serious tattoos and permanent smirk created quite the hodgepodge of beauty, or at least she thought so. Some agreed, some didn't. Hen March didn't care. She thought so. Hen March rejected some suitors, accepted others, sometimes concurrently, and had a long and tumultuous life in matters both political and romantic. Hen March was also a private person though, and while she proudly spoke of how her relationships were an integral part of her character, she did not give her romantic relationships any kind of privileged status. She loved. She loved friends and allies and family and strangers and lovers too. She loved some more deeply than others, in the way that some lakes are deeper than others. But love is always love, just as water is always water. It can change shape and color. It can move with terrifying swiftness. It can stand completely still. It can nourish. It can destroy. It can evaporate and then rain down a month later. But it is always water. Hen March understood that even though no one could remember the world, they still had the world's vocabulary in their heads. All kinds of words to describe people in the context of their relationships with other people. Wife, husband, mistress, orphan, in-law, step-sibling, legal guardian, widow, master, apprentice, servant, king, queen, harlot, hero, and on and on. Some of these words made sense and some didn't. In a general sense, Hen March didn't find much use for words that to her ear tried to define everything about a person or limit what a relationship could be. Bastard, for example, tells you only that a kid's parents weren't married, which tells you precisely nothing about the kid. The concept of a blood relative doesn't really tell you anything about whether the individual who happens to share your blood is a jerk or not. Hen March preferred words like auntie, which felt so expansive, so flexible in definition, and so full of love. She tried to be a good auntie to every young and not so young person she met. For her more physical relationships, she liked the word partner, since it also had a certain flexibility to it, genderless, open-ended, and hinting at the kind of shared, equal notion of accountability that she appreciated both in and outside of the bedroom. She also liked paramour, though mostly for the sound of it. Hen March never married. In those wild early days, especially after the Battle of Mushroom Mountain, she just didn't have the time to settle down. But love is love, whether still or storming, whether a monument or just a moment. A smile, a kiss, a name.